always been someone who's lived in the present. I've always spent a lot. I've been careless in terms of spending, love traveling, huge priority of mine. But then my family always come up to me and they're like, you need to be saving and you need to be able to get that home and all the things that your friends are doing. I created this dance company with my friend in university, and this was just a side hustle we wanted to share. We don't really look at how much money is coming in, and if we do get money that's coming in, it goes straight into the business. South Asian culture is extremely important to me. The reason why I've connected so deeply with dancing is because I get to connect with that part of my life. And to be able to connect with my parents' roots as well. Being immigrants in Australia, I think that's always made them cautious in terms of their saving habits. They've obviously come here with little to no money and they've worked really hard to earn as much as they can and to provide for their family.
Achievement ceremonies.
This is so young.
It's nice.
I do have to say I'm much more carefree with my money than the rest of my family. I spent 6 years in university, which was a very, very long time. I did law and communication and I did a double degree. And now I've just started my first full-time job. Getting a constant stream of income is great. When I see that money rolling into my bank account, I'm like, wow, I can spend it all, I can do everything. But I found myself comparing myself to a lot of my friends and seeing them either get their first home or investing or moving out. For me right now, I don't know what the end goal is, but I'm really laser focused in terms of saving. A huge source of my inspiration actually has been my brother. He has always been so on the ball and savvy in terms of money. He's been proactive in terms of opening different bank accounts with the best interest rates, to buying his own house, and I've just seen him grow. So I definitely seek a lot of advice from him. Something that he was very on the ball about was you need to budget. That's something that I've definitely struggled with, and I think looking at that Excel spreadsheet with a lot of numbers in my face is just not the way I learn, it's not the way I function, and it makes me very uncomfortable. I don't know where to start, and I know there's so many tools that are available, but what's appropriate for me? Is there something that I can start from now, whether it be starting to save little pockets of money, or is there an investment fund that I can put it into, which will turn into my first home deposit?
After 6 years of juggling university and a side hustle, Divya has landed her dream job. And like many Aussies starting full-time work, she wants to make smart money choices but doesn't know where to start. To kick things off, personal finance expert Jess Irvine has asked Divya to think about her personal and financial goals.
So I've thought about my 5-year plan as you suggested. Can I run you through it?
I would love to hear about it.
Okay, so I was thinking the first thing I want to do is to move overseas. I would love to be there for about 2 years, maybe London, US, something of that sort. The second thing is put some money into a first home deposit. A lot of my friends have homes now, giving me a lot of stress and anxiety, so I would love to get an investment property. And then the third one is probably to continue my dance business, maybe tour internationally and have a consistent stream of income come from it.
I love hearing that mix you've got between the short-term goals, the travel, but also the longer-term goals of getting on the property ladder. That's a really nice mix because it's so important to, live now, but also be saving for future, Divya.
I really wanted to create some goals, financial goals for the near future. So I've got something to look forward to, and then also have that 10-year goal, which is a little bit unattainable at the moment, but maybe working towards that.
Well, it can feel that way, but the small steps will get you there. So I guess the question now is how to achieve it. The first step is really about managing your cash flow. So it's about saving a portion of every paycheck that you get. Some people like to automate that so the money goes straight off into an account before there's even a chance to spend it. So ideally we want you working towards having about 3 months of living expenses set aside in that fund just for when life's unexpected things happen. You've also mentioned saving up for the first home deposit there as well. So for short-term savings like this, a high-interest savings account can be a low-risk way to make sure that that money is working for you.
Yeah, that sounds great.
So now let's talk about investing for the longer term. So some people can find the idea of investing a bit scary, but I like to think of it as this. You're trying to buy assets that will appreciate in value over time and might pay you an income along the way. So with property, you're looking at rental income, and with shares, you're looking at perhaps some dividend income. There's always a risk the value of the investments do go down in the short term, so it is important to consider your time frame and your risk appetite. It's good to be diversified. A low-cost way to do that with shares is via something called an ETF, which is an exchange-traded fund. So instead of buying a single stock in a company, you're buying a share in lots of different companies, so like the top 200 companies in Australia, and it's a good way of not putting all your eggs in the one basket. Look, you might want to check out the investing features in the CommBank app. There's a heap of good educational content in there, all the ins and outs of starting to invest. So keep exploring what's out there. And don't forget that superannuation is another way of investing for the long term. Using a low-fee, high-performing fund will help you to see long-term growth.
That's such great information, and I can't wait to dive into it.
Divya is so impressive, and I know she has a big future ahead of her. Since we met, she's been regularly investing in ETFs through the CommBank app and is also in the process of switching her super into a high-growth fund. Every journey's different, but the basics are the same for all of us. Spend less than you earn, save a portion of your income, and start to invest. You want to give your money a chance to grow over time. If you can get these 3 things right, you'll be on track for a full life now and a solid financial future.